Hi you guys, Stephanie here. I am going to start my December daily today. Today's December 2nd, so I'm going to be writing about yesterday and doing a little bit of decorating on the inside. What I have done already is I've put, every year I write down what I buy people so that I remember just the people in my family, because outside of the family I tend to just like get one gift or something like that. But in my immediate family I write things down because once it's wrapped it is so forgotten. So I've always written down what I buy and then an estimate of how much each gift was. So I've got a page for my husband, for myself, because I can write down what I've been given afterwards. A lot of times I know what I'm getting anyway, but the things that I'm not aware of, I can write those down. And so this will be a nice place for, you know, people to look back and say, oh, I remember that. So my husband, myself, Colton, my son, Emily, my daughter, and McKenna, my son's girlfriend. This is the first year that we've had kids old enough to have, you know, this sort of a thing happen. So it's kind of nice. It's an extension, you know, the family grows and changes, you know, dynamics and things like that. I'm looking forward to those things. So anyway, I've put those in the back so I always know where they are, and I've got a little stack of receipts back here. I'm thinking to make an envelope to go in this back pocket. If we have time, we might do that today. All right, so let's get started. On the front page here, I found on Pinterest, it was a free printout, a Christmas bucket list. And so I've written down a few things on there. I've already made mistakes. I didn't write something down correctly, and so I tried using whiteout. And then the markers that I have don't write on whiteout. So then I cut a little piece of paper to glue down in that spot, and my glue went poof. So then I tried to wipe up my glue and it smeared the marker, and I realized it's not waterproof. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. This is mine. I am not fixing it. I am not reprinting this. So anyway, it's good enough for me. I don't have this glued down yet, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Anyway, this was just something I found on Pinterest. There are lots of Christmas bucket lists on Pinterest. I would say a very large portion of them do not apply to Christmas 2020, because really almost all of them have to do with entertaining other people, and it's kind of not something we can do this year very easily. So I found one that was blank so that I can fill in things that can happen, and I'll kind of read off the things that came to mind. And my daughter and I talked a little about it. I asked my son, I said, if you could add something to your Christmas bucket list to really make it feel like Christmas, what would it be? And he said, not to have to go to work. So I'm not putting that on the bucket list. The child needs to go to work. Anyway, so, and I haven't asked my husband yet, so I've got a whole nother list over here that we can fill out. So I have complete December daily. That is definitely on my bucket list. I have mail Christmas cards. How many of you guys still mail out Christmas cards? I always do. I always have. But the cards that I receive, the number of cards has dwindled each year to now I only receive maybe 5 at the most. So, but I'm still doing it. I'm old school. So got to do that. Downtown bingo, I'll explain what that is. And we did that yesterday. One family outing, it's all I ask. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Make sugar cookies and decorate them. That's for my daughter. I want to make gingerbread men and decorate them because that's the kind of cookie I prefer. Sugar cookies to me are just sweet flour. I've never really liked them all that much. I like flavor, so I want to make gingerbread man. We usually do a Christmas puzzle every year, so we want to do one of those. I want to do a day of antiquing. My daughter wants to go ice skating. Downtown there's a ice skate ribbon is what they call it, and as of the last thing I knew, it is still open because it's outdoors and they're just limiting the number of people. So I'll take her and probably a friend. They also are doing lights in the park, and so I'm hoping to go down and do that. And then I want to make my grandma's orange slice cake. I don't do it every year, but I do it maybe every other or so. So I definitely want to make it this year. I love that cake. I didn't grow up with grandparents around. I didn't grow up with any family around. There was 7 of us in my family, so, you know, there were lots of people in the house all the time. You know, mom and dad and 5 kids. But we didn't have any family in Washington State, so I only remember visitation with my, visitation, them visiting or us going a handful of times. So receiving something in the mail, how old school is that? My grandma used to send us this cake in the mail. Anyway, it was such a good memory for me, receiving this cake in the mail. She sent it every year, and we just waited for it and we savored it. We just thought it was the best thing. And my mom never made it, even though it's not hard, but, you know, she left it for, you know, it to be my grandma's thing. But it's the orange slices are those candies. I don't know if you guys have ever had it before, but those orange slice candies, they're chopped up smaller, and there's also dates in it, and it's kind of like a quick bread cake, kind of like a banana bread consistency, but it has the orange slices and dates and nuts, and it's just delicious. And the orange slices cook in such a way that the texture is delicious. I love this stuff. So anyway, I want to make that, and I'm thinking I might put her recipe in here so that I always know where it is, because I always have to find it every year. So that's the bucket list so far. And then over here, I thought I would put a pocket along the side and put a to-do list, but since this is pretty short and I know I'll end up with more things, I'm going to make it open. So I think that what I'm going to do is I cut out some papers just because I really want it to match a little bit more than it does right now. And so I'm gonna glue those down, and we'll probably add some pockets in there. So yesterday, it was called Small Business Bingo, and I thought, well, that sounds like fun. I don't go downtown Spokane very often. I talked before about how, I'm not much of a shopper, and there's really not much downtown that draws me in. But I thought, well, this will be fun, and it'll be a fun thing for my daughter and I to go do. So I asked her, and she said, yeah, that sounds like fun. So we go down to, and we park in the shopping mall downtown, and we walk from there to find different small businesses. So as we get into the mall, at the information desk, they hand out these bingo cards, and what you're supposed to do is fill one line. Whichever line you choose, you fill out one line, and you get a stamp from those small businesses. And then once you've gotten 5, you can go to all of them if you want, but once you've gotten 5, you can put your name and phone number at the bottom and enter for a chance to win a $500 gift card. And I thought, well, hey, that's kind of fun, and we might get a gift card out of the deal. So we went down, we got the bingo sheet, and we discovered that they're all different. So the shops that are on there are mixed up differently, which is fine. I understand why they do that. But then I also realized that not every shop is on every sheet. And luckily my daughter grabbed one that had several of the places we knew we wanted to go right by each other, or a couple, not several, a couple. So we head out and go to, start going to the shops that we were aware of. And we did, and one of them was kind of small and we had to stand outside. It was really cold, but we got in. We were able to get a gift and stuff for one of her friends for her birthday. But then as we're looking at this list, we begin to realize that many, I mean most, when I say many, I mean most of the shops are not shops, they're restaurants. And the restaurants aren't open right now because of COVID. I'm going around the corner here wide because I have, these are rounded off. So we can't go to them. I was like, come on, how are we supposed to do that? And there were some notes on it that said, if a shop isn't open, then you can get a punch on either of the surrounding shops and it'll still count. Well, then we look even further and realize that not all of the shops are actually right downtown and within walking distance. So we would have to then, get the car and drive to the next one. And, neither one of us really wanted to do that. So, didn't quite turn out the way I had thought, but we did get to go downtown and spend some time together, so that was good. And there's a bookstore downtown that isn't a, I don't know what you call it. It's not like one of those giant bookstores that, are all over the country. It's just a privately owned small, but it's a big building, lots of books and stuff like that, but it's privately owned. And so she just loved that. She loves going into bookstores. So she looked at this one section, like teen section. I am not kidding you, for like an hour and a half. Oh my goodness. I walked around the store and looked at every single book in the store 3 times in that length of time. People are probably like, what on earth is she doing? But she had fun. She likes to look at things like that. So I was looking for craft paper, but didn't find any. They had a couple of craft magazines, but I didn't want to buy them, and I feel guilty to stand there looking at them without buying them, so I didn't even really stand and look at them. I glanced, like, as in, which one is this and which one is that? But anyway. So, I mean, I don't know. I would say I was a little disappointed, but it's not really altogether downtown's fault for COVID closing everything down. And it's not like I can also go to 5 restaurants in one afternoon as well. So what they're wanting is for me to go downtown several times throughout the Christmas season and frequent these restaurants. I get that, but they're not open. So anyway. Oh, and they have one of the things that I wanted to see, but I got confused, which kind of happens easy for me. In one of the hotels, there's the Davenport Hotel, and it's a historic hotel in the area, but there are a couple, or there's 3, or I'm not sure how many, because they've expanded. So they have the old one, and then they have new ones. Well, I was reading about things that were going on locally, and I found that they were going to do an old-fashioned Christmas window, and that they had found in the basement, they said, old Christmas window things, and they had refurbished and brought back to life several things that had been in windows in times past, and they were going to do, you know, these really cool old-fashioned windows. But it wasn't until like 3 in the afternoon or something, and I don't know if they have like a curtain that covers it until then, or if they're not lit up until then. I don't know. But I thought that it was at the historic one, but I read it wrong, and it was at like the new one that they built. And so by the time I realized that, my daughter's looking at me with these eyes like, are you kidding me? I am not getting out of this car and walking, because there's no place to park, you know, near there. We would have to drive, I mean, get back out of the car and walk. So the one thing that I really wanted to do was see these windows, and I didn't get to. And I'm not sure that I'm going to, because it's really expensive to park downtown. I figured it would cost, a few dollars. We were downtown for like 3 hours, I think, something like that. The parking garage charged me $9. I was shocked. And there is no parking downtown that is free. So, I don't know. I am thinking I'm going to put a little pocket on the side of this one. Let's see. I always cut in my lap because I have so much stuff sitting around, and I almost put this in my lap and totally forgot that I was making a video. Let's see. So I can either, probably not this one, but I can either do, I think I want to do a trim across the top. I was going to do like a little finger hole, but I think I'd rather do trim. I'm going to grab some ribbon out of my drawer over here. Coming. I think I'll do that. This is really dark. I'm just getting the white edges off. Well, I'm hoping that my to-do list isn't so long that this isn't enough space. Nobody wants a really long to-do list for Christmas. One of the things I was thinking that I was going to get to actually do this Christmas was attend our small town's tree lighting. But I just read this morning that it got canceled. I read it, I don't know, last night or this morning. So, one more thing. Not happening. And, you know, it's all outdoors, so everybody's like, what? Why did they cancel an outdoor? I don't know. I guess they're just being careful. I really, really, really hope that things go back to normal soon. I know I'm not the only one, but it's getting a little old. There, I said it. Okay, so that's cute. I can write here. I can put something else here. And I can start making a to-do list on the front. And then I wanted to put a little pocket here, I think. I'm going to leave that open so it can dry. I'm trying to use up pages that I partially used when I was making this for the pockets, so I don't have so many scraps laying around. But you know, like I've said before, there's no end to the scraps, so it's wishful thinking, but that's all right. I'm gonna wish it. Let's see, I'll use this side. I know it's upside down. I'll turn it around once I get it going. So how many of you guys are doing a December daily? I'm hoping I have something to write in one each day. I mean, if nothing else, I'll write something, even if it's just personal stuff. That's all right. I don't mind that. Oh, here I am again, cutting on my lap. Let's see, I think I'll do about a 2.5 inch pocket. And my line is right around in here. I think that'll be good. Let me see if I can find my punch real quick. Yeah. Doing it off camera. I'm sorry. One of the things, a habit that I got into before I was filming was not doing this over my work, because these things get little bits that fall and then they smear your papers. And so I taught myself to always do it somewhere else, which is a problem when you're trying to make a video. But that's why I'm doing it. Really want that to stick. And I don't know if I'm gonna put, let's see, where did our thing go? I don't know if I'm gonna put anything on it for decoration or not. It sticks out just a little bit, but that's all right. I'm gonna wait for this to fully dry before I, poke that down in there. That's kind of too big. Doesn't really go. That's too shiny, I think. Goldilocks. Yeah, it's not quite the right color. That's cute. I'm thinking wondering about just a bow. I'm not sure at this point. Might do a little decorating after we turn the camera off. Okay, so day one. I've told you about day one. I told you what we did. I don't know if I'm going to get to do anything fun today. I asked my daughter and she seems to want to be a little crabby. Not wanting to go and do anything with Mama today. So, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to do... I can still do a thumb hole. I don't know if that might look weird. I'm not gonna. I believe this is the last thing I have for us today. I was thinking, how am I gonna number my days? And I do have some number punches I could use, but then as I started pulling out this paper pack again, I realized that there are numbers up to 25, so yay. The paper's curly from, I don't know, I think I coffee dyed it, or I don't remember which I did, but it's curly and it's hard to get the glue to hit the curly places. Okay, and then I had tried, the reason why, it seems weird to use blue, but the reason why I'm using blue, and the blue did come in the paper pack, but this small business thing, I shrunk it down so I could make a journaling card out of it, and there's blue on it, so I decided to go ahead and put it on blue back, blue backing. So I'm having to kind of try and make it work. So I've got quite a few layers here to work on. I really feel like I'm a little not thinking right today. Like my words aren't coming to me. I don't know why. Scatterbrained feeling. I don't like it. Okay, and then I don't know if I just did any of that on camera or not. I mean, it's here, so I'm assuming you saw most of it. Yeah, like I say, I'm not thinking straight. I don't know. I didn't drink as much coffee as I normally do this morning, but I don't know. And then I'm going to put that over the top. So I was hoping to be able to go to a lot of events and be able to get tickets and business cards and little things that I could stick all throughout my journal as the month goes on, but I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't know. I did get a book that has things, let's see here, from Spokane, a Spokane holiday magazine, and I was thinking maybe I'll manage to use a couple of things in there if I'm able to go, but as I was looking through it, I realized most of the things that are in there, they're also restaurants, so I don't know. And I really doubt the restaurants will open before the holidays are over. I think, sicknesses are worst in the winter, and while everybody's closed up, I have a feeling the restaurants will be all closed. So So I journaled on the back what Emily and I did yesterday. I'm a little crooked, but that's okay. And I hope it fits. I hadn't really tested it. It barely fits. Is it gonna fit? I'm gonna trim it down just a little bit. I thought I had tested it. You know, luckily it's for me, right? What blue paper? There used to be blue paper around this. Oh well. I'm trying to straighten up my crooked edges now a little. Oh, it's okay. Okay, it's fitting in there now. Close enough. Okay, and then if I feel like it, if there's something else I think of, I can write back here. I can do some stenciling or something to fill that in. All right, I think that's everything I had. So there we go. And oh yeah, I wanted to make an envelope, but we'll do that maybe tomorrow. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you soon. Bye.